Here's the next one here. Part 284C3M1b7c8e13c9c6c1. So this is line 22f1fa19c3m1b7c8e13c9c6c1. Zirconium atom Icosahedral formula UFO 5G Wow Seti. Here's our alien radio signal, and this one's about crystal atoms, UFO engine, core structure, formulas, and ideas. What I have to do is a cross-reference of several keywords found in the formulas for supermetal alloys, copper atoms, and fuel formula mixtures. Okay, so January 10th, 2013 was when I was working on it. Today's the 13th, so I'm pretty much keeping up to what I'm doing. So the keyword zirconium atom was from a previous video, line 22f1fa19c3m1b7c8e13c9c6c1. Sakaguchi Quantum Electroluminescent Cell 5G Wow Seti. So this is a continuation about the electroluminescent cells and what we're going to do with them. So this is quotes and diagrams for the blog. So you can see this diagram here. It's a polyhedron halfway between a central atom and its neighbors, red lines, and it's from nature.com. So an atomic cluster that forms in the metallic glass CuZr. This particular cluster, where copper and zirconium atoms, blue, form a distorted icosahedron, red lines, around a central copper atom, red, contributes to the slow glassy dynamics. Lee and his colleagues found that in addition to icosahedral polyhedra, this is a quote from a blog, those with 12 pentagonal faces, most of which are copper-centered, zirconium-centered clusters with many pentagonal faces seem to determine the stability and slow dynamics of the metallic glasses. Now that's going to be very important because you want to have stability in this levitation device, right? So furthermore, adding copper increases the number of clusters with mainly 5-edged faces, which also influences the alloy's glass forming ability. The strong spatial correlation and the relative population of these clusters make the atoms slow down and favor dense atomic packing, explains Lee. Okay, let's just take a break here for a second. I just had this wicked idea. You know how we have a formula for a bendable metal with a superalloy? So if we put these chemicals together and it forms this kind of structure with the metals, then you would have your core. You wouldn't have to actually build it. The particles would build the thing themselves, and they're bendable so they can change shapes. So maybe that's how they change the shapes of their ships. Just an idea. Crazy, but it's an idea. You never know, right? The strong spatial correlation and the relative population of these clusters makes the atom slow down and favor dense atomic packing, explains Lee. These simulations, I'm going to make a note for bendable metal idea. I'll add that in the notes, okay? These simulations may help scientists engineer better glass formers. One could do this by tuning the composition of or introducing other elements, which would be our superalloys, right? Like aluminum or silver. Now, we do have aluminum and silver alloys, and the type of silver and how to mix it together with the ligands to actually make them change shape. That's in the WOW data between lines 1 and 22. Okay, and when I do my cross-referencing at the end of this project, which will probably take me years to finish, yeah, I'm trying to do this within 5 years so you can start making this stuff. Okay, never mind. That favors the formation of the polyhedra that facilitates glass formation. Okay, so that's from nature.com. There's the link there. January 9th. This is the core structure designed for the UFO spaceship. Talking about what we can do with the obsidian spirit glass formers would be added to this data. And I'm going to put down bendable. I'm going to add bendable metal. This was something I just added while we were filming. Bendable metal. Oops. Metal formula. It's fun typing with one finger, you know. Formula. We're going to do a cross-reference on that. Okay. I actually do read this stuff, but I'm in such a hurry to get through it that sometimes I miss stuff. Okay, so the formula ideas are from the data. Cross-reference any keyword found in WOW data, sorry, typo, as to this formula. Metal superalloys, formulas in WOW data. Copper atoms, formulas in the WOW data. Copper-centered, zirconium-centered clusters. And let's add our bendable metals. Right? Oh boy. if I put the camera down, I could type metal. This is a cross-reference. I'm going to do cross-reference. So I always copy and paste these formulas into the information of the video, so I want to make sure it's there. Okay, so stabilize, add glass, which would be our obsidian sphere formulas. Hematite plus the piezoelectric crystals, electrodes, particle. Hold on, I got crystals. I need a lattice there. Forgot the word lattice, because that is part of the computing. And there's that fluoro whatever the thing, I forget what it's called, fluoroscopy, question mark, because I don't remember the word for it. Okay, electrodes, particle, collision formulas from WOW. We have our laser beams, x-rays, microwaves, visible light, blue Doppler shift, waveforms, cooled plasma, liquid argon gas fuel mixtures from the WOW data. So the keyword icosahedral polyhedra. So I'm going to Google a key number from the icosahedral numerical data. I think it's the atomic number for it. Not sure, so don't quote me on that. But the 0.95105656163. I want to know what it comes up with, because I'm always looking for weird things, right? So the keyword pentagon, which was really cool. Same shape as the WOW sketch for the star charts. Galois theory. Both keywords found in the WOW data. Cross-reference to see what comes up. So I got to do that in the future. So the keyword is field extension, quote from Wiki, in abstract algebra. Field extensions are the main object of study in field theory. So we're talking about the Higgs field, right? The general idea is to start with a base field, which would be our Higgs field, and construct in some manner a larger field that contains the base field and satisfies additional properties. So we have our dark matter, our Higgs field, and then we have a generating field that we're going to create with the formulas from the WOW data. For instance, the set Q, blah, 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 there you go, take a look at that, is the smallest extension of Q, which includes every real solution to the equation x2 equals 2. So when I think of Q, I think of EQ6UJ5, right? From the WOW signal, okay? X2 comes up in one of the alien formulas that were given from an alien astronaut, and those are in line 17, T2B, okay? So if you look in line 17, you'll find all the alien formulas that were given to me. Keyword Galois connection, quote from blog. Galois theory makes a connection between two lattice structures, which is what we want to do. We're building two lattice structures for the actual core and the engine, right? Lattices are described on this page. These lattices are structures where each element in itself is an algebra. So this is subgroups and subfields field extension to Q. So again, the Q message is EQU6J5, right? We have a 6. There we go. Okay. So we have www.euclidenespace.com. Now, isn't it funny that we are looking at Euclidean math equations, and you have Euclidean space, and you have this field extension to Q, which would be your Higgs field extending to Q. So we have to figure out what the power is for Q, right? Which to me is quantum. Something to do with quantum power, quantum transport. Because this is something we covered in line 22. So January 9th, my thoughts. The crystal lattice are used in the UFO, and actually I better add that in, right? Here, we'll do it quicker. Just excuse me for a second. So 6 EQUJ5, and we're going to add quantum Q equals quantum transport power plus power. Okay? And what did I say? And there was a 6. So the 6 is part of the equation. You know what the 6 is? I know what that stands for. The quadruple magnets. Remember we had 6 magnets come up in the WOW formula? It's amazing what you get when you're doing it, right? Okay. So here we go. So I changed it to 60QUJ5 plus Q equals quantum transport plus the power plus 6 is part of the equation equal 6 quadrupole magnets. So that's the formula from this equation, and we got, oh yeah, the Euclidean, we're adding Euclid math equations, and that's for the tetrahedron. Just if you haven't been following the videos, those are the math equations we're looking at. We have the tetrahedron plus the triangle. Sorry, triangle. And what was that other thing? Plus the rotation. Rotation plus cations, right? Yes, I can't type. Okay, I'm going to have to expand this. Sorry. January 9, 2013, my thoughts. The crystal lattices are used in the UFO engine structure so that this Galois connection will be a math equation used with it. So we're going to be adding the Galois connection plus the Euclid math equations, okay? Yeah, this is what happens when I start researching. Okay. Formula from data. Connection between two crystal nanotube lattice and a structures, each element itself an algebra, Euclid elements. Oh, I got it there already, sorry. Math equations. Each element has its own equation. Okay, yeah. This is what happens with my brain. Since the brain injury, I just seem to like repeat myself. Sorry about that. Tetrahedron will be the base, the Euclid element of the UFO space engine. And there are math equations which I'll be studying soon, and I'll be blogging about that, okay? I'm going to look up the equations, give you the exact ones that you need to use. Designs for the UFO core engine idea are two lattices on top of a tetrahedron. First is the carbon lattice nanotube. Second is the crystal lattice fluoroscopy device. There's that word again. All designs are found in the WOW data. And we got... Let's go with line 20 to 22, just to be on the safe side. Plus others, which I don't know yet until I do the cross-reference. Others from cross-reference. There we go. So the keywords Euclid, tetrahedron 2 in the next video. Okay, thanks for watching.